Behind me, you can see an 1879 map of the city of Tokyo. It is oriented north in the top, going south, and then east, west. Now, 1879 is just over 10 years after the Meiji Restoration, which overthrew the Tokugawa shogunate. And so in the city, you can still see many features that carry over from the Tokugawa period. For example, the city is still divided into two major parts: the high city, or the Yamanote, and the low city, the Shitamachi. You can still see the shogun's castle, now the emperor's castle, right in the middle of the city, surrounded by major moats, canals, the city bisected by the Sumida River. In many ways, it's still the same city. However, there are slight, subtle changes that you do start to see even in this map from 1879. As I mentioned, the emperor has now moved to this city, and because of that, it is no longer known as Edo, but known as Tokyo, the eastern Kyoto, because the emperor moved from Kyoto in the west to east. You see other changes. In the top, you see a pond that is known as Shinobazu no Ike, or Shinobazu Pond, that did exist in the Edo period. But right next to it is an area that is known as Ueno, and nowadays it is a park. By 1879, Ueno had been devastated by one of the few actual battles that took place during the Meiji Restoration, and is in the process of being transformed into a park with museums and universities. Now, what happened to the daimyo who used to live in these estates? After the Meiji Restoration, many of them first returned to their home provinces, their home domains outside of the city of Tokyo. But by 1879, most of them have returned, not to their estates, but to various parts of Yamanote, or high city in Tokyo, and have now been transformed into modern Western-style aristocrats who are now here in Tokyo to serve the emperor instead of the Tokugawa shogun. What happened to the other samurai who were not the daimyo? Well, by 1879, all of them had been transformed into commoners, because by then, the Japanese society were no longer divided by the Tokugawa-era social structures. Now, all Japanese were seen to be citizens, or more accurately, as subjects of the emperor, now serving one nation and one emperor. Just south of the emperor's palace, you start to see the daimyo estates being transformed into major Western parks, like the Hibiya Park, or the headquarters of major government ministries. And so you start to see the political change of Japan actually beginning to reshape the city of Tokyo as well.